Resident Evil Requiem came out over a week ago, so naturally I decided to 100% it completely live on stream. It took about 30 hours, 4 playthroughs, and one completely unfair difficulty mode. So instead of making you watch 30 hours of VODs, here's a recap. Welcome back to Steam Completion Hell, the series where I try to 100% every game in my Steam library. And in today's episode, we will be going over Resident Evil Requiem. I haven't actually played many Resident Evil games myself. I mostly kept up with the story through cutscene compilations and lore videos. The first one I really played was Resident Evil 7 on PlayStation, and that's actually what got me into achievement hunting in the first place. I followed Resident Evil 8 mostly through cutscenes and lore videos too. I didn't actually buy the game until recently, and I still haven't played it yet. So Resident Evil 9 has 4 modes. Casual, where the game's kind of a cakewalk. Standard modern, basically for Resident Evil 7 and remake players and above. Standard Classic, which is basically modern except your saves are limited, and Insanity, which is just a cuck simulator. I wouldn't say the game is hard to 100%, it's just tedious. I would say in good faith that about 25 of the 49 total achievements can be done naturally, meaning not going out of your way to change how you play the game, depending on the difficulty. The other ones is where the game starts to become a bit of a time sink. I start off the stream with a blind run on Standard Modern. Keep in mind, since the game at this point came out not even 24 hours ago, walkthroughs are scarce at best. I start off slow playing as Grace, exploring an old area by ourselves, get attacked by a zombie, and run away. Then I play as Leon, do some Leon things like fucking shit up, and being cool. I won't necessarily recap the entire run, but yeah, it was a blind playthrough. Not knowing what goes to where sometimes, not knowing who spawns where, and getting caught by some good jump scares. At the end of day 1, I end the stream on Leon's East Raccoon City part, and 22 out of 49 achievements unlocked. A pretty good first day, honestly. A couple hours before streaming on day 2 though, I play a little more of it and hit 30 out of 49 achievements before the start of the stream. We quickly finish up our first run with an 8-hour, 8-minute time. Not bad for a blind run, but could definitely be better. Now here's where I made a terrible decision. I decided I was going to do 3 challenges at the same time. Speed Demon, Minimalist, and Never Touch the Stuff. I was kinda cocky here, I'm not gonna lie. I thought since this was on casual, I'll have an easy time, except I was a little burnt out from streaming. So once I hit the care center, I completely forgot where everything was and how to find what. I actually pulled up a walkthrough on my other monitor because I was spacing out. What really made the run hard was the Minimalist challenge, since I couldn't craft 95% of Grace's items and we were without unlimited ammo. So it required me to run around a lot scavenging ammo, a lot of which isn't necessarily in obvious locations. Oh, and I did the entire run in black and white too, for absolutely no reason. We finished the run at 4 hours, 17 minutes. Actually, not too bad for a triple challenge, but we need that Speed Demon achievement. We were 17 minutes off here. Before starting up my next run, I buy the infinite ammo for guns, and I unlock the view all models and view all concept art achievements, putting me at 39 out of 49 achievements. I start up a standard classic run, and I just fly through the game.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
But what the hell?
Yeah! My leg!
Killing spree.
What is that?
What?
Rampage.
Oh, baby, a triple!
Huh? Dominate.
Shoot that big mother!
Barbecue bacon burger.
Kill. Multi-medic. Ultra kill. Monster kill.
Who would have thought infinite ammo would be so useful, right? Anyways, I finished with a 3-hour, 1-minute time, and that's the best time I've achieved so far. That puts me at 42 out of 49 achievements by the end of day 2. So now I've got a handful of achievements left, all possible to do in one final run, but it wouldn't be too fun. Get all remaining files, get all remaining statues, craft all items with Leon, beat the game on Insanity, open all saves, parry a specific liquor attack, and collect a lot of blood as Grace. So let's finish out this short list. I already know that typically the hardest difficulties in the most recent Resident Evil games give an increased challenge. Changing the spawns of certain items, adding different behaviors to enemies, and adjusting the damage and health to be very annoying at best. Resident Evil 9 doesn't do that. Resident Evil 9's Insanity mode makes the game downright unfair. On other difficulties, it takes about 4 to 6 headshots to kill a zombie, not counting if they become biters, because that significantly increases. But on Insanity mode, these guys were on trend or something. I'm using a gun that's supposed to one-shot zombies, and some of these guys are just eating headshots like it's breakfast, let alone body shots. It also feels like Capcom gave these guys super armor. Some of them literally ignore getting shot and they just keep walking at you. The girl, that massive monster that harasses you as Grace until she finally falls over and dies, she takes 2 shots to the head to stun, which I'm not even sure myself on because I watched her take 4 headshots live on stream, no reaction, and kill me anyways. It almost feels like Capcom wanted you to not have guns for Grace on Insanity, but they couldn't outright get rid of them, so they nerfed the shit out of them. Alright, enough of the side tangent here, let me get back to the run. This is where my stream kept dropping frames and completely disconnecting sometimes, so I had to fight through that while moving through and checking almost every file and statue in the game, whether or not I picked it up. I had an interactive map open on one monitor and the game on the other, so I had to pause a lot during this run to check off files and statues while looking for the next ones. There were some hiccups for sure, mainly when dealing with the girl in the mine and water treatment plant. After shooting her in the head 4 times in the mines with no reaction of any kind from her, I genuinely thought she was just immune to the gun. So we slowed down a bit here, but after killing her, we sped back up. I finished the run on day 4 at 6 hours and 4 minutes with all but 2 achievements remaining. I went back to get the final statue, and then I kept reloading saves as Grace to collect blood, since apparently that counts. It took me around 30 hours to completely 100% the game blind. As a game, Resident Evil 9 is actually really fun. It mixes the survival horror of Resident Evil 7 with the action style of Resident Evil 8. For my playthrough of all the modes, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. But from an achievements perspective, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. 75 files to collect throughout the whole game is diabolical. Whether or not there's a file tab, that still sucks. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe for more Completion Hell episodes, and I'll see you guys in the next one.